My name's Jim Stime and I'm the LA Fish Guy. I'd like to invite you to see how the aquarium industry works from the inside. I'd like to show you freshwater fish, saltwater fish, coral reef, as well as koi ponds. It may not always be pretty, and it may not always be paradise, but it is Los Angeles, the city of angels. Welcome to LA Fish Guys.
As an importer, a retailer, or an aquarium installation or maintenance business, you've purchased livestock, placed dry goods on the shelves, prepared, treated, and quarantined your fish, or taken a deposit on a new aquarium installation. Now it's time to fill the order, to deliver the livestock, or set up the tank. To accomplish this requires a sales force, an order or fulfillment process, the delivery or installation of, and most of all, a plan. Here are two fish wholesalers, a retailer, and an aquarium maintenance business's attempt to fulfill those orders they've generated. Start with sea-dwelling creatures and co-owner Eric Cohen, who is wrestling with an incoming shipment of fish.
It's just another crazy Thursday. That's what I say. You know, just a lot of stuff. I'm going through another Christmas Island saga.
Oh my.
Just another stressful situation. The flight's backed up 8 hours, so we're not going to make the night flight. They have to pack the fish later, and we'll get them later that night, so it's going to be like 11 p.m.
This is fish sitting in Hawaii or fish in Christmas Islands?
Fish from Christmas Island that go through Hawaii and aren't going to get here until 11 o'clock at night. So we start at 7 a.m. on Friday morning, and now it's going to be, I'm going to have to hold a couple of guys back to come in at like maybe 2 or 3 in the afternoon and then pick up the fish at 11. It's going to be a long day, Friday. So I just broke the news to the crew that Friday night is going to be booked. So they're trying to figure out who's going to be the Friday night ones that stay. So they'll work it out.
Just down the beautiful Santa Monica Bay coastline in Hermosa Beach is an aquarium installation being done by Age of Aquariums out of Long Beach. Store owner Dan Gilboa is coordinating the delivery of an extremely large custom aquarium.
Well, this is the day of reckoning for this project that started approximately 2 months ago for installation of a 1,200-gallon aquarium measuring 20 feet long by 4 feet tall by 2 feet front to back. It's going to be a Fowler tank with a beautiful built-in faux coral reef structure, and it's going to go into office building here in Hermosa Beach. So right now we're going to offload the aquarium onto a forklift, and we're going to roll the aquarium into this location in the office building. So the moving company Dunkel Brothers, they're a great company. They've taken great pains to protect all the floor and make sure that the aquarium goes in without a hitch. So this is the location of the aquarium. It's a 20-foot long platform. This aquarium weighs about 16,000 pounds. So in order to make sure that it stays in place, the floor underneath the aquarium has been supported with plenty of support so it'll stay in place there. And aquarium should hopefully go in super easy the filtration system is going to actually be installed in a room behind the aquarium, and that'll be a whole nother couple days of work for us. So the stand is a 2-inch square tube, 1/4-inch steel stand, engineered and designed to support the 16,000 pounds of the aquarium. It's got lateral supports in it as well as the vertical supports and it's also secured to the ground. And here in Los Angeles, we have to worry about earthquakes, and we're actually right on the beach here in Hermosa Beach. So along with earthquakes, there are tsunami issues also.
West of Los Angeles International Airport, just off Western Avenue, is Coast Tropicals. Mike Scott runs a family-operated freshwater and saltwater fish import and wholesale business. Mike has a large inventory of fish, and he too has to coordinate the incoming shipments as well as filling the orders that his sales team has developed.
Hey, I'm Mike Scott, owner of Coast Tropicals. We are a wholesaler of freshwater, saltwater, koi, goldfish, you name it, plants as well. We've been in business since the early 60s. It started with my uncle and my dad in my grandma's garage, and now we're a big family-ran business. We get a lot of our fish, freshwater fish. We do comes from Thailand, comes from Singapore. They're bred in Malaysia, Singapore, all over Indonesia. We also get some of our freshwater fish from Colombia, from Peru, and from Florida as well. So the fish come from all over the world to us. We also do saltwater fish, which we get, Indonesia, Philippines. We have a station in Kenya as well. So we get saltwater fish from all over the world as well, and we are able to control it from the ocean or to the breeder to your door. Where we've been doing it for a long time, and we're happy to keep going. I don't know what else to say.
Say, let's go out in the warehouse and take a look.
Let's go out the warehouse and see what we got. Come on through.
Way up in the northwestern portion of Los Angeles, in Thousand Oaks, is my aquarium maintenance business called Aquarium Design. My name is Jim Stime, and I'm loading up saltwater and coral decorations to service the 400-gallon Bowfront Aquarium. I've treated and quarantined some large saltwater show angelfish, and I'm planning on delivering them to their new home today.
Those big angelfish being the blueface angel, the maculosus, the navarcus, and the French angel. And if you'll recall, we had a fluke or a parasite problem, and we ended up discovering that through a freshwater bath. The result was that I ended up treating the entire system with Prozi Pro, which is a medication specific for flatworms. I've noticed a tremendous improvement in the awareness and sociability of all the fish over the course of the last week. I've actually treated twice now, and again, I've noticed a significant improvement in just the overall well-being of the fish. So at this point, I'm fairly comfortable today taking those fish out to the customer's aquarium. So I've got my buckets lined up. We'll go ahead and draw some water out of the system. We'll capture those angels, a bucket for each. We'll get them loaded in the van and then take them out to the customers. And so all the angels went into their bucket relatively calmly and easily. They don't seem to be stressing out. I've glanced at them and watched them for a while. No one seems to be acting odd or as though they've got an itch or some kind of a problem. So once again, I do feel fairly confident that we have licked, or at the very least decreased significantly, the flatworm issue. So let's go ahead and get these buckets of fish loaded in the van and get out and service that aquarium.
Tropical Fish Hobbyist magazine has been the authoritative source for aquarium keepers since the first legendary issue rolled off the presses in 1952. with informative articles month after month about the fascinating world of freshwater aquariums, saltwater setups, paludariums, ponds, and more, illustrated in crisp detail by the world's top aquatic photographers. TFH covers it all. And now, with subscriptions starting at $13.95 and a mobile digital edition you can take with you wherever you go, TFH is your ultimate resource for all things aquatic.
Hi there, my name's Jim Stime and you know me as the LA Fish Guy. Well, I also wear a couple of other hats. One of them is the jellyfish tank called the Jelly Aquarium, and the third is myfishtank.com. I offer an entire line of acrylic aquariums ranging from rectangular to hexagon, flatback hex, as well as the custom curve front aquariums. There's also an entire line of stands and canopies ranging from MDF to pine to oak with a variety of different finishes available. And the website is even smart enough that you can calculate what the freight and crate charges to your location will be. That's myfishtank.com.
Next time you're near Long Beach, California, take the time to stop in at Age of Aquariums, 2642 Cherry Avenue, just off the 405 freeway near Signal Hill. Age of Aquariums carries a full line of dry goods, supplements, and exotic equipment. Age of Aquariums also carries a wide assortment of living corals, coral frags, as well as fresh and saltwater fish ranging from the usual, the unusual, and the bizarre. Age of Aquariums is located at 2642 Cherry Avenue, Long Beach, California, near Signal Hill. Open 7 days a week. Call 562-438-6252 or visit ageofaquariums.biz. Back down near LAX at Sea Dwelling Creatures, they've stocked up on both saltwater fish and colorful living corals. SDC employs about a dozen sales guys who generate the majority of the orders. There is a team of order fillers, but some of the sales guys enjoy filling their own orders. We just caught up with Carl Koloian, who has taken an add-on to an existing order.
Okay, and the rest of the order came in online. Okay, I'll add this to it and we'll get it right out. Hi, my name's Carl Koloian. I'm a sales rep here at Sea Dwelling Creatures. I've been with Sea Dwelling Creatures since day one in 1991 when we were jobbers, when we would go to places just like this and we would select fish and send them to stores. These days, all these years later, we now have the largest warehouse in the country, and we're very proud to say that we do our best to exemplify what we brought in our beginning, which was to be cherry pickers and look for the best stuff we possibly can to ship to you. My job right now is to take orders from customers and to help them out and make sure that we can get them their fish within a 24-hour period or less, if at all humanly possible, based on the airlines doing their job too. So I just took some add-ons from a customer who just wanted to add a few items on to his order, and he sent me an order online, which is something kind of new in the last 5 years to our industry. Prior to that, we used to take faxes, or people would just call in the whole order or send an email even. These days, it's nice to have these online orders because it makes it pretty easy to click through and print it out and get it right out to the floor for the guys to pull the fish and corals. Now, of course, I pull most of my own corals because that's what I like to do. You know, we have to have a big staff to process the orders and get your fish out to you so that you have them available for the stores to sell to you the following day. So right now, I'm just going to go on the computer and I'm going to print out my online order, and then we will take it out to the warehouse.
The southern point of the Santa Monica Bay is the Palos Verdes Peninsula. Coming back up her sandy beaches is Hermosa Beach, Pier, and Boardwalk. Age of Aquariums from Long Beach has sold and is now delivering a 20-foot long custom aquarium. Store owner Dan Gilboa has hired Dunkel Brothers, a heavy equipment moving company, and Steve Miller has come fully prepared for the job.
We're gonna pick up the tank with the forklift. I'm gonna back up, land it right here on dollies. We're gonna push it in, line it up with the stand, pick it up with the hydraulic lifts, and put it on the base.
How much you think that weighs?
They're saying 3,000,
Think that's right?
between 3 and 4. That's pretty accurate.
So the way the filtration system is going to work, since my filtration system, normally filter systems work with gravity. Water drains out of the aquarium to filtration system underneath the aquarium. In my case, since the filtration system is actually above the aquarium, I had to do a little bit different design. And the design that I have is I'm going to have a series of 2 pumps underneath the aquarium. I'm going to have a closed loop system and a open system. And the water is going to come out from the bottom of the tank through 3 overflow boxes, as well as a drain at the bottom of the tank, go into a pump, and then be pumped into these pipes that you can see in the wall here. And I've got 3 pipes for the inlet going in back into the room. And then what's going to happen is the water will drain from the filter sump above the aquarium. It'll gravity feed back through the upper pipes, gravity feed back into the aquarium from up above. As well as in my closed system, the pipes are not installed yet. The water will come in under pressure to evenly distribute water throughout the tank. Since it's a 20-foot long tank by 4 foot tall, it's very critical to get water movement throughout the aquarium. So I have drains built into my coral reef structure in order to have water evenly dispersed throughout the tank.
Looking eastward from LAX down El Segundo Boulevard, near the intersection of Western Avenue, is Coast Tropicals. Owner Mike Scott is out in the warehouse making sure orders are getting filled.
This is our freshwater facility. It's a 6,300 square feet warehouse. We have about 30,000 gallons of water here, about 4,000 different tanks. There's about 800 to 900 different species on hand at all times. We have a full line. If it swims out there and it's legal here, we can get it for you and make it happen. Come on in. This is one of our rows here of multiple fish tanks, multiple different species of fish. We got, this is like the African cichlid row. We have several different species to offer. South American cichlid as well. There's more species, more tanks. This is how we catch them and count them out. We'll use spoons instead of grabbing them with the net or grabbing them with our hands to better protect the fish and not let them get hurt. Don't bump the scales off or anything like that. These fish are ready to go for the customers, getting packed and bagged, and they'll be getting boxed here shortly and get put on the airplane and to go to an independent store. Okay. What we do here is the fish will get inspected by the ladies, by the girls bagging it. Fish will come up from one of the shoppers. We'll inspect it, make sure it's good quality, make sure the fins are there and the fish look good and happy before it goes to the customer. From there, we put the water in there. This is what we have as a mixing tank. There's methylene blue in the water, which is a good oxygenator and just a general cure for anything that might spike up during shipping. From there, it gets oxygen, it gets clipped, it gets banded. From there it gets labeled and put into a bag, or put into a box, sorry.
To the northwest of Los Angeles, out near Westlake Village, in a gated community, is the 400-gallon Beaufront Aquarium. I've been preparing and now delivering several large angelfish to be introduced into this tank today.
And so now that we've arrived with the angels at the 400-gallon Beaufront, first thing to do is to go through and observe the tank and see how it's doing. The second will be begin to acclimate the angelfish to the tank. So when looking through, everything seems to be in order, but there is one thing I noticed right away, and that is there doesn't seem to be any flow at this end of the tank. More specifically, coming out of that return. And the only reason I can think for it would be the pleated cartridge is plugged, or the carbon in the cartridge is blocking the flow through there. So that'll be the second thing we address. Let's start by acclimating the angelfish. Okay, so there's probably half full buckets right now, whereas they started out maybe a third full, and it is about 12:30 in the afternoon, so acclimation has just started on these big angelfish. So I'm not sure why the flow to this one side is almost non-existent, and I can only assume that it is the pleat, probably more so the bag of carbon that's down inside here. Go ahead and bleed the canister.
The canister filter holds a pleated cartridge. The cartridge is what traps and filters out particles. Within time, particles of debris begin to restrict the water flow through the pleated cartridge, requiring its replacement. This canister filter is also a good location to place our activated carbon, as the water is forced to pass through the bag of carbon, maximizing its exposure. With the cartridge and the activated carbon replaced, we can now close the canister and tighten the clamp to seal the unit. It's now time to remove all the coral decorations and vacuum the gravel with inside the tank.
So we're in the process of acclimating those big angelfish. They've been acclimating for about an hour and a half now. We've just about got all the water back in the tank after doing the water change, and we're ready to start putting the coral decorations in. Make it a point to come on back for the next part as we finish decorating the tank and add those beautiful angels to the system.
Does your aquarium look like this? Would you like it to grow less algae? Algae scrubbers work! And for the latest in convenience, simplicity, and low cost, meet the Hog Upflow Algae Scrubber. Air pump driven and LED light illuminated, the Hog fits easily into your sump or aquarium. For more information, visit santa-monica.cc. Hobbyist magazine believes that our hobby, our fellow hobbyists, and the animals in our care are best served by the free distribution of quality information. Reef Hobbyist magazine provides hobbyists with critical husbandry information with an emphasis on marine ornamental breeding efforts. Reef Hobbyist magazine is available for free in local fish stores across the country, or you can subscribe at www.reefhobbyistmagazine.com. At Sea-Dwelling Creatures, salesperson Carl Koloyan is out in the warehouse and is itching to get his hands wet.
So here we are now, and the order's been turned in and processed, and it goes out to our shipping area. So let's go find the order and see what's going on with it. All right, so we've got a big order here, several pages, lots of cool stuff on it. And I think what I'm going to do is go and pull a few of the really cool fish and all the coral. One of my favorite things to do here at Sea-Dwelling Creatures as a salesperson is to pull the corals from my customer. Now, different customers have different requirements. Some only sell soft corals, some only sell hard corals and LPS, some only sell SPS, and then there's people who do a little bit of each. We've got several ways of buying corals here at Sea-Dwelling. You could buy a coral package, you could just order some off the form, you could say, hey Carl, you know, I looked through the furnace, which is our WYSIWYG here. It's a wholesale WYSIWYG, so our customers get to go online and look at photographs and say, I want T43, and that's an ultra red-eye Favia. And they can pick them out themselves, and some of them just say, grab me some stuff from the furnace or grab me some corals. So basically today I happen to have a great customer who I've been picking corals for I don't know, probably 20 years now, and you know, there's not much discussion between us anymore other than don't send me this, don't send me this, and don't send me this, because I have those. Other than that, give me 10 pieces, 20 pieces, 50 pieces of whatever you like, Carl. So he knows what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna look for bright and colorful and really hardy specimens that I know are gonna survive shipping well and that are going to pop in his store under his lighting, which I'm familiar with his Kelvin of lighting and where he's got LEDs and where he's got halides and so on and so forth. I know where he puts his soft corals, I know where he puts his hard corals. And so I'm gonna go and I'm gonna grab a few things from the furnace, and then we're gonna go into our general selection over there, which we call the Coral Boutique, which is for some really high-end LPS and SPS corals. All right, so now we have all our corals, and I'm gonna take them up to the packing table, and we're gonna pack them up and get them ready for shipping. All right, here's the corals, Nena. Let me write them up.
Gazing across the Santa Monica Bay from the pier at Hermosa Beach is a beautiful day at the beach on the west side of LA. Just a couple of blocks up from the beach, Age of Aquariums is installing a 20-foot long aquarium.
You guys okay? Keep an eye on that dolly. You all right? Put a hand on it.
Now that the aquarium has been lifted off the trailer and placed on wheeled dollies, Steve Miller of Dunkel Brothers' plan
All right, you guys, you ready?
is to simply roll the 20-foot long aquarium inside and then turn it 90 degrees before lifting it up and onto the metal stand.
All right, Steve, your side needs to go this way. Hold that. Then you get some pressure over here. Hold on.
Okay.
All right, go ahead.
Then we got it off to the dolly, huh?
We got all the people up to the dolly down, alright?
So we almost have it in place here. The stress is diminishing a little bit.
Now you're pulling all the paper off and why?
The acrylic comes from the manufacturer with paper on it, and they just leave it on there to protect it. Since we're going to put the aquarium on the stand now, we have to remove all the paper. It's especially critical on the bottom, even though you don't see the bottom when you slide the aquarium onto the stand. If the paper's on there, a lot of times it will actually bunch up, and then it won't create an even surface. So it's super critical to remove the paper on the bottom of the aquarium.
South of downtown Los Angeles, near El Segundo and Western Avenues, is Coast Tropicals, and Mike Scott is boxing up and shipping out today's orders.
Yeah, we have a barcode for every animal so the customer can scan it and on receiving. Makes it a little easier for the customer and the employees to receive it, depending on what their technology in their stores are. From here, after they get labeled and inspected, and the guys are happy with the quality of the fish, we put them, from here we put them in the box, styrofoam box. We look at where they're going to go to determine if they need ice packs, heat packs, different kind of climate controls. We try to keep them at a good, solid temperature to where they're happy. Yeah, just keep putting them in. Depending on the weather and depending on the type of fish is what we determine if they need an ice pack, heat pack, so on and so forth. If it's goldfish, they tend to learn to be a little bit cooler than the regular fish. So we may end up putting more ice packs. Right here, he's putting 2 ice packs in this particular shipment in order to keep them nice and cool. He'll seal the box. From here, you'll put it into a cardboard box. Labels the customer on it, and off it goes.
Now, would this stuff tend to go Federal Express, UPS, or do you make trips to the airport?
We'll take it direct to the airport. Whatever the customer wants us to do is what we do. If they want to pick it up from the airport, which is the best way to go, or we can go on UPS or FedEx or on track, whichever is preferred by the customer is what we do. There it goes. Now it's ready to go. Got the customer number, the weight of the box, and that determines where it goes and who's sending it.
This is a shipment that'll go to the airport today?
Correct. All the shipments, we got the boxes going out right now. On average, every day we send out anywhere from 700 to 1,000 boxes a day, Tuesday through Thursday, and then a handful on Monday and a handful on Friday.
700 to 1,000 boxes?
A day, yeah.
A day, not a week, a day.
Yeah.
Wow.
So we move quite a few fish. So.
Back up in a gated community near Thousand Oaks, I've just finished vacuuming the gravel and rotating the coral decorations in the 400-gallon faux front aquarium. I've been acclimating for a couple of hours, and I'm now just about ready to add those ornately colorful saltwater angelfish to the tank.
So now with all the water and the coral decorations into the tank, we can plug the system in now. And so as our angelfish continue to acclimate, we've got one more chore to do before we can put them in, and that is to address the algae scrubber in the system.
The algae scrubber is what I've selected to use on this large fish-only system to consume the buildup of nutrients from the aquarium water.
It's a pretty green growth of algae on there, and that's what's helping me combat the algae in the tank at this point. So let's go clean the screen.
It consists of a screen placed between two bright sets of lights. Water passes over the screen and algae grows on the screen. These algae take up nutrients from the aquarium water. By regularly scraping the algae from the screen, I am physically removing the nutrients from the aquarium water. Ultimately, this decreases the potential for algae problems within the aquarium.
So now that the tank has had its corals changed, its inside cleaned, its gravel vacuumed, and about 35 gallons of its water changed, we can now take those angelfish that we've been acclimating for the last, well, it's 2:45, so that would be 2 hours, and we're going to introduce them into the system.
The addition of these quarantined and treated colorful angelfish, this fulfills all but the final group of fish, those being the tangs, planned out for this tank. As with our 2 fish wholesalers, they too have filled, selected, packaged, and are now shipping out to their customers. The large aquarium installation continues as it still needs to be lifted up onto the metal stand. It looks like they've got enough guys to do so. Additionally, there is the completion of a unique filter system, one that sits above the tank. So as with all attempts, there are proper steps to take. It all starts with a good plan, and part of that plan is to keep moving forward.